Welcome to the professional series. We're developing some microbiology students here today. We're going to talk about resumes, building resumes, getting some experience on there. I've got 4 great examples of microbiology students with me today. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and then we'll answer some questions for you. So Troy, why don't you start us off?
My name is Troy King, and I am a double major with microbiology and biochemistry, and I'm a graduating senior.
My name is Jay. I am also a double major, biochem and microbiology, and I am a life science freshman research scholar.
I'm Andres Eduardo Guerrero Criado. I am a dual degree microbiology, molecular genetics, and biochemistry, and I was chosen as a top 10 Kasner and arts and science student.
My name is Ariana Swanson. I'm a double major in microbiology and biochemistry with a minor in leadership, and I am a OK-LSAM scholar.
Great, thanks for joining me, guys. So one of my first questions for you is, why do we need to be thinking about resume? Why are we building resume materials? Why do you think that that's, once you came to college, why is that a focus for you when you're here?
Well, the resume for me is a paper rendition of kind of what I've achieved, and it kind of gets me out there for the person, maybe a professor or maybe a recruiter, to say this person on paper looks like the type of person I want to get into my university or get into my research position. And that for me is kind of like important, because I want to make sure that it is an accurate and strong representation of what I can do for them. So.
Great.
Yeah, resume building for me started, my freshman year to this year. Like getting involved in research, like just putting that on your resume, that can help you apply for anything else you want. And now I have a summer internship because I started research so early. So to me, like the best piece of advice when I was building my resume was that like the place you're applying for has a problem and you're the solution. And so anything that they ask, just keep that in mind.
Great.
For me, having come from a small town school, I'm originally from Caracas, Venezuela, but we didn't have a lot of opportunities, I guess, to get involved, or I at least didn't take advantage of them. So it was real important for me to be able to build my resume in college to show, hey, I'm here, I can do it. It's extremely important for you to be able to garner experiences more than taking the classes that you're going to be taking, because these experiences and your experiments prove that you can do what you're going to be set out and put out to do as a scientist, as a doctor, anything along those lines.
Great.
I think my resume has helped me to get a lot of the scholarships that I've gotten, and also the research position that I've gotten. I think it also helped me to get into my leadership minor because of all my campus involvement that's on the resume, and I think that shows just how marketable you are if you're involved in all these things and you're doing research.
Great. And I would agree, building a resume, we know employers, schools, academic programs after undergraduate are looking for more than just GPA. They're looking for those involvement pieces. So that brings us to our next question. Tell me about some of the things that you guys have been involved with, both on and off campus, to start building those resume-worthy experiences.
Well, for me, my biggest thing was I wanted to be a part of a club that may not be your typical club to be involved in on campus, like maybe your medical-based, microbiology-based, but instead maybe something like a gaming club where we could go out there and have fun and actually enjoy our college experience. So I became the founding secretary for a club called the Urban Gaming Club, where we go around and do live-action role-playing games around campus. And eventually I was able to become the president of that club and be able to produce some of these events and put that on my resume, as well as I'm a part of a research organization on campus called OK-LSAM, which is Oklahoma Lewis Stokes Alliance for Minority Participation, which really gives opportunities for minorities in science and in other STEM majors to say you can be involved and you can go to the highest level, get that PhD, really represent your family, right? So.
Great.
Yeah, I also am involved in organization on campus because I've always been interested in outreach and activism, so I started an activism group on campus, and I think that's a really important, like besides just the research and the internships, to be like, this is also like an outside passion and I put a lot of time into this, but besides that, like just know like incoming freshmen, you can get involved. Like there are things like the undergraduate research scholarship, I believe, and then the life science freshman research scholarship that you can get and then immediately be involved on campus, and I think that's really important.
Well, I tried to get, as soon as I got to OSU, I tried to get involved in just everything. I kind of threw my name in every hat that kind of looked like something I'd be interested in. And Hispanic Student Association, Latin American Student Association, Horsemen's Association. I kind of cast a broad net, and then from there, as I went my sophomore, my junior year, focused more on exactly what I liked, what I noticed that I could have a greater impact in. I became president of the Microbiology Club, which is a great time, and then right at halfway point of my term as president, I was offered an opportunity to go to France and conduct research for 6 months. And while I was over there, I was able to work as a completely autonomous researcher, given that I still had to fall within the parameters of what my principal investigator had set for me. But I was able to use all the skills that I had garnered through my education and apply them in the real life field as a scientist.
Great.
Well, just recently I became the president of the Minority Association for Pre-Med students, and I think that it's going to help me in the long run to just show my leadership and my involvement in the medical field, because I do want to be a surgeon. And I'm also in band, and I think just the teamwork from that is important, because as a surgeon you're going to have to work with the team to do whatever you need to do, and just in microbiology it just also looks good on your resume. And also got accepted for a study abroad, so I think that helped me.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear about opportunities you guys are doing both on campus, off campus, pretty diverse things I heard from everybody, and that's something important to take away, that there's not one path here to take, but you guys all chose things that were of interest for you, let it grow from there. My next question is thinking about more your long-term plans, your careers. How are the things you're doing now helping you build skills, connecting to your careers that you're hoping to have in relation to microbiology after graduation?
So I want to become a professor at an institution where I can do research in infectious disease. One of the things that I think I wanted to pursue was I wanted to do more research in this area, but I've only done research in molecular genetics as well as the signaling systems within bacteria. But I really wanted to get that experience before going to my PhD, so I wouldn't be limited to the options I would have. So I decided to do a one-year post-baccalaureate where I would go to UGA. They would give me a stipend for a year, and I would be able to do infectious disease for a year to really, as well as make me more competitive, give me the opportunity to work towards this PhD and be more, I guess, involved in something I would like to research in the future. So.
Sounds great.
I think it's important for all STEM majors to get involved in research, just to it's available to you, so why not take it? And then you can really determine if that career path, which is a possible career path for STEM majors, is right for them, because it's not right for everybody. But conducting research my freshman year has really, showed me that I really would like to pursue my PhD, maybe even PhD, MD, and become a professor as well. And research is such an easy way to, determine whether or not a career path that potentially, you could try out for a while and see if you even like it. And then, yeah.
So my goals have basically been since the beginning of coming to OSU. I knew I wanted to become a doctor, and I had never been involved in research or anything along those lines until I came to OSU. Even my freshman year, I didn't even know people did research as undergraduates. And my sophomore year, I was able to join the lab of Dr. Noah Yusuf within the microbiology department. And she provided me the opportunities to be able to be part of the process of creating the knowledge that we're learning in the classroom. And from there on, I was able to I had a summer internship at Washington University in St. Louis at their School of Medicine, which was more towards the medical aspect of my ambitions. And that showed me that it's extremely important for you to be able to show that you know how to apply what you're learning, and then what you're learning gives fruit to more knowledge, which is amazing, because it's things you're making the textbooks, and you have that opportunity here, which you don't have that opportunity everywhere else, because you are actively in the research process. I've been able to have several publications from my summer experiences and from my research here on campus, and the opportunities are out there for any future career goal that you want to do within microbiology, outside of microbiology. I love horses. For example, I grew up, my high school during high school, I lived on a quarter horse ranch, and I've had the opportunity to work with horsemen and then also have maybe some future research interests in horses, and be able to apply that to the personal aspects of bedside manner, for example, with humans, because there's a lot of really, really smart people and really, really smart doctors who have terrible social skills, and that's not what you need to be able to be successful and to be able to be personable. I mean, people need to like you. You can be the best scientist in the world, but if nobody likes you, A, you're probably never going to get that Nobel Prize, and no one's going to want to work with you. So.
Right. Good points.
Eventually, I do want to work as a surgeon with the Doctors Without Borders program. So I think here I've been getting involved in a lot of international student organization events and things, and I've been doing a lot of volunteering so that I can put that on my resume and just say, hey, I actually am out here volunteering and doing things with other cultures, so that's not like a culture shock to me when I go over there, and I really enjoyed that. So.
Good. Well, I'm so excited to hear what you guys have planned. I'm so excited to see that OSU and microbiology is part of what's going to get you to those things, some very diverse skills that I know you guys have on your resume now. So the last piece here, it's an important one, advice. What advice are you going to share with freshmen or just a student entering the microbiology department? What things could you help them maybe do easier or consider? What's important for them to know?
Okay. I guess my best advice I would give is it's important to know your limitations, but it's another thing to find them out on your own. You don't want to say, well, that seems too hard, so I'm not even going to attempt it. And I feel like I ran into that a lot earlier in my undergrad. I would think, there's no way I can do that, or I wouldn't even want to try to do that. But after I went through and kind of saw, okay, actually, I can see myself doing that. Even though I don't really have many people telling me I can, I know what I'm capable of, and my success shouldn't be determined by others. So that's my biggest advice I can give people.
Thanks.
I completely agree with that. Like, I think it's important for people to find their limitations by applying to all different types of things. Like, you're going to hear no, and that's okay. Like, something that's really embarrassing is that I applied to the NIH, I applied to the CDC, I applied to several different REUs. I contacted, like, after I didn't hear back, I contacted professors personally through email, and then I finally heard a yes. And now I'm going to be working at UCSD's Center for AIDS Research, like, throughout the summer. So it just takes one yes. You're going to hear a bunch of no's, but don't get let down. Like, you just need one yes.
I think in addition to that, that's what trying to get involved in a lot of different things is going to help you with, because you're going to hear the no's and you're going to narrow down to specifically what you want and where people want you to be because of your specific set of skills. Not everybody is going to be the best shoe shiner, you know, but if you are really good at shining shoes, then they're going to put you where you're going to be the best shoe shiner, and you're going to show everybody how shiny your shoes are. You know, and it's just knowing that you have the potential to do anything you want. And we live in a country and in a state and we go to a university where anything really is possible as long as you want to do it and know that it's going to be hard and that you're going to get kicked, but you need to stand back up. Because, hey, that immunology exam we just had was rough. But hey, I know that it's going to be done, and I'll get through it. I'll have learned at least a little bit of immunology, but I can't just focus on that and how, oh, I didn't win the election in this, or I didn't win the election in that. Keep trying. Like, it's the worst door that's not opened is the one that you don't knock on. So.
Good advice.
I would say that in the beginning, like fall semester, I struggled with like comparing myself to other people, and that's really detrimental to your success because not everybody can do what you can do, and you can't do what everybody can do. You have to focus on you and you alone, and that's how you're gonna be successful in college. You focus on what you have to do instead of what everybody else is doing.
Well, thank you guys very much. Great information. Thanks for watching. We hope you learned a lot about microbiology and how to develop your resume.